Hello and welcome, everyone. It's good to see you all. Sorry, I was a little bit late here. We're having a crazy winter blizzard right now in Colorado, and actually here it's taken over a lot of the country right now. And so, I'm going to invite everyone just to relax and get settled in. And I'll offer a just a short talk on meditation. I can remember many years ago when I first met Amma, the great Indian saint. And when I went to her little ashram that she had is in Santa Fe, the mountains of Santa Fe, I can remember I walked into the big hall. It was really just a giant circus tent at that time. And there was a lot of just wild people there. There's like crazy, like kind of wingnut spiritual people there. And I noticed right away that my mind was looking at each person, and it had some comments to say about them, how they were dressed, how just crazy they looked, and um, there were like people running here and there and dancing, and people who were like half naked, and I mean it really was a circus. There was people who were really flamboyant and wealthy, and people who were homeless and looked like they hadn't bathed in weeks. And it was just a funny moment to watch my mind, have just something to say about each person. I was trying to be a good little monk and be silent, but I was silent with my with my voice, but not with my mind. And so many of us, when we sit in meditation, will notice that our mind just has this stream of comments, whether it's commenting about ourselves or about our neighbors, about our partner or whoever it is that we last saw. Sometimes it's arguing with someone who's in the room. Sometimes it's arguing with someone who's lives 1,000 miles away. And so, during meditation, one of the primary things we are doing is we are training ourselves to pay attention to the space of the mind, the spaciousness that's here, to start to view the mind as a container, like a container without any walls, rather than view the mind for its contents. And the more you focus on the contents or fight with the contents of your mind, the more those thoughts will just, continue to entertain you or drive you crazy. For some of us, we can't stand being alone with ourselves. And when we have a hard time being alone with ourselves, oftentimes it's because there's something discursive within us, something that's fighting with life. And so one of the great practices in meditation is to actually shift our perception, shift our perspective away from the contents of the mind and into the space of our being. And to notice, what is your presence actually like? And so, every year I go and see Amma. She comes to the United States and does a tour. And it's nice to see a guru just once a year because each year when they come back, you can you can tell if you've grown. And so for the first couple years, I noticed my mind was just commenting, commenting, commenting. But after 5 years or 10 years of meditation, I realized I could walk into this hall with the same people, the same wild people. And my mind wasn't commenting. My mind was actually silent. I actually began to see people, not from a place of judgment, but to see them from my heart. And what I saw was beauty. It was just a wonderful transformation. Just to gently let go of judgment over many years of practice. And then in its space, in its place, something else came forward. Just this sense of love towards my fellow human beings on the path. And again, it was the same crazy people year after year, but what I was seeing was beauty within them, divinity, goodness. And it was actually a relief for me to let go of this judgment. And so I'm going to invite you all just to gently close your eyes, if you haven't already. And allow awareness, again, just to descend backwards, to take the backward step, away from the thoughts in your mind. Just to step backwards. Maybe take 2 or 3 steps backwards. And give yourself permission to melt into the vast view. To melt into spaciousness. To melt into the silence which is here. And again, we're pulling attention away from our normal everyday thoughts. And giving ourselves permission to notice how huge the space of the mind is. And so if it's helpful for you to have a point to direct your awareness, just direct it backwards, towards the back of the skull. You might notice that as you allow awareness to fall into the background, to include the background. Your sense of self becomes greater. More inclusive. And so we're just breathing and feeling and softening. Softening. And of course, if there's sounds, you allow the sounds. We're not fighting with planet Earth. If there's thoughts in the mind, Just notice there's lots of space. So we're just noticing the subtle aliveness of this spaciousness. The space of your mind is actually awake, aware, luminous. You might even give yourself permission just to admit that awareness is free. It's open. It has no boundaries. That what you are is open. It has no boundaries. So as we breathe and feel, I'm going to invite you to relax your jaw and your throat, your neck, your shoulders. And allow this awareness to descend and include the body. Wake up in the body. Many of us who struggle with a commenting and judging mind oftentimes have a very tight and tense throat chakra, tight and tense jaw. And if that's you, just relax that. Just give the throat permission to be open, to be relaxed, to be receptive. So we're allowing awareness to descend down through the throat and include the chest, the heart chakra, and for some of us on the surface of our chest, this is where the emotional heart lives. This is where we store our pain, our sadness, our grief. You can allow awareness to include this, of course. But I'm going to invite you to descend deeper into the center of your chest. Go in toward the spine. You might notice this. It's like a gentle fire there. The fire of God, the fire of divinity. This luminosity within your heart chakra. For some of you, you may experience this as a gentleness, tenderness, and innocence. And of course, if it's like a wall of heaviness in the heart, that's okay. That can be normal too. Just continue breathing and softening there. And have faith. The more you open, the more you relax, the more you breathe, the heaviness will start to unravel. How I can see clearly within each and every one of you is very beautiful, very innocent heart. It's true what Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's true what the Buddha said, your nature is good, is good. Even if you feel some anxiety or heartache. So we're breathing and feeling. Opening to this luminosity within the heart. So softening, breathing. And I can feel that for some of you, there's some planning happening in the mind, some thinking, some judging. Just relax that. See if you can allow awareness to come more fully into the body. So awareness is vast, it's spacious, it's inclusive, it's radiant and luminous, and so you're feeling deep in the heart, a sense of aliveness, allowing awareness to descend back toward the spine. Feeling the back of the heart, the sides. And allowing the heart chakra to really light up. So you're relaxing and including the solar plexus. You can almost imagine like this love of your heart, this innocence just overflowing, flooding the mind, flooding the shoulders, the arms, flooding the solar plexus, relaxing any sense of will, willpower, or fight, or discipline. For any of you who are seriously disciplined meditators, just relax that and smile. Open. Let yourself be held. We're allowing awareness to descend even deeper into the hara. It's relaxing the lower belly. Again, sometimes there's a sense of fight there, or struggle, or tension. Just taking deep, full breaths, relaxing. Saying yes, yes to this moment. You can relax the pelvis, the pelvic floor. the legs, the feet. And just noticing this goodness. It's gentle, silent, awake, aware goodness that you are. Allowing the body to be fully relaxed, fully open, fully awake to this divinity that you are. So this is what I call stage 1 meditation. Opening to your divinity, to your true nature, to the realization that what you are is spacious, it's vast, it's luminous, radiant. It requires that you relax your body, let go of the thinking mind. Just wake up, here and now. This quiet yet eternal presence of divinity that you are. And so from this space, we'll move into stage 2, which is opening your crown chakra, inviting a descent of grace into you, inviting heaven to descend into your form. So I invite you to join me, just imagining the crown chakra as this bowl, and within this bowl is a lotus flower. The same way a flower happily, readily receives the warmth of the sun, I invite you to happily open yourself to grace. Open yourself to the Divine Mother. Give yourself permission to be held, to be unified with the love, the compassion, the intelligence of the universe. So we're opening and receiving, and right away you may begin to feel this descent of light coming down through the crown. You may notice the space of the mind, starting to feel different, vibrating with light. So this is a gift we are receiving together. So open and receive. Your job is simply to notice what's here. What's happening in the fabric of my consciousness? Am I humble and willing to receive that which is greater than myself? So you're opening and breathing and relaxing the throat chakra more fully, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Inviting this grace to descend more fully into your heart. Flood the neck, the shoulders, upper back, mid back, heart, the chest, solar plexus, hara, arms, the hands. And so in the most humble way, you're saying, Lord, have your way with me. I give myself to you. I give you my struggle, my resistance, my ego, my judgments, my heartache, my sadness, my arrogance, my pride, my know-it-allness. I give it all to you, Lord. Will you bless me with your grace, your truth, your highest love and divinity? Will you flood me with your eternal light? Yeah, so just deep, full belly breaths. So you're noticing the silence here, the spaciousness, the freedom. Awareness is awake, alive, receptive. We're simply inviting the body to be flooded. Flooded with grace. Your job is simply to be open, to be receptive. And for some of you, this light will actually bring up resistance, bring up the unconscious. In the same way that when we go into a basement, we turn on the light, we see everything that's present. So the darkness within us is being illuminated. being met with love, with grace. Everything is welcome here. So we are inviting this descent. Come down deeper, down into the pelvis, the legs, the feet. And to see yourself as a channel, an open channel. This grace going all the way through you, blessing you and into the earth itself. Blessing the planet. Waking up the planet. And with that, you may start to notice this grace starting to come up from below. There's this heavenly descent from above. Simultaneously, this grace waking up from below. So you may feel some warmth and aliveness in your feet. We're inviting the world to wake up, matter to wake up, our bodies to wake up. To begin to see, experience this seed of divinity, which is buried deep within everything. Waking up. So in the most gentle and humble way, you may notice very subtle and alive vibration coming up from below. Coming up through the legs into the pelvis and merging with this descent of grace from above. So we are surrendering ourselves to this moment. Surrendering our thoughts, our emotions, this body, this form. And for some of you who are highly sensitive, you may feel the supreme tenderness in your heart. It's almost like it could bring tears to your eyes. This depth of surrender, this depth of blessing, which is just happening right here. So if you feel into your heart, you may feel this, just such a soft tenderness. It's almost like it aches. It's so soft and tender. This is a great moment to just let go more fully and deeply. To trust. It's okay to be fully vulnerable, fully open. Is anything here that wants to release, by all means, let it go. Anyone who needs to be forgiven, give them forgiveness. Any heartache or sadness, just let it be touched and held by this love. So precious what's here. And deep, full belly breaths. Just relaxing and surrendering. Just noticing. Is there anywhere I'm holding myself tight? Is there anything within me that I could surrender more deeply and fully? Deep, full belly breaths. Just breathing in and breathing out. letting go into this grace. Sometimes it can be helpful just to forgive the human parts of you that resist or struggle or fight. Just surrendering that, forgiving yourself for being human. How deeply can you let go? Breathing in, breathing out. Saying yes to the truth of this moment. Inviting this grace to descend deeply and fully into the belly, the pelvis, legs, the feet, descend all the way down into the earth itself. Waking up your absolute divinity. experiencing yourself as holy, radiant light. Lord, have your way with me. Bless me with the highest grace, the highest light, the highest love. Unveil my divine mind, my divine heart. Awaken me to the hugeness of what I am. Show me another way to live beyond ego, beyond mentality. Show me, Lord, that it's okay to surrender my humanity. Let go of that which is lesser and receive, hoping to awaken that which is greater. So we're simply acknowledging everything in us, this light, this brilliance, this cool breeze. For some of you, you may notice the third eye, the space of the mind becoming very cool, very silent. Almost like the feeling of descending into a deep, deep well of freedom, deep well of grace. Who am I truly? Am I a silly mind and personality, or am I this greatness, this hugeness, this brilliance? An absolute divinity. What you are is God in form. Is heaven on earth. So I invite you just to see this grace that you are, this light, shining out from you to your friends, your family, your community, your state, your nation, your country, this world. Those you love and those you struggle with. Let yourself be a blessing. bright light in this world. And so as we open our eyes, I invite you just to see yourself, to see the other members of the Sangha here. To see this divinity everywhere. So you don't have to stop the meditation. I encourage you to stay. Stay here in your heart. Allow your heart to see this world and to receive the beauty all around you. And so much love to you all.